The date was June 27, and the year was 1976. France Airbus left Tel Aviv, Israel, and it was headed to Paris in France. And it had a stopover at Athens International Airport because it was to pick some more passengers. But unbeknown to anyone, amongst those who boarded were 4 hijackers, 2 Palestinians and 2 Germans. The plane took off and everything looked so fine and serene until at some point mid-air, screams and shouts were heard from a man and a woman, and they tried to commandeer the plane. They were holding hand grenades and pistols, and they trained them on the flight crew, and they led the plane to Uganda, Entebbe Airport. The motive was one, that they wanted to compel the Israeli government to release 40 Palestinians who were held in prisons, jails in Israel, and 13 others who were held in other countries. On board that plane were 246 passengers and 12 members of the crew. When they got to Entebbe in Uganda, the hijackers released all the non-Jewish passengers, and they retained the Jewish passengers who were 105 in number, because they wanted to use those people as a bait as they got into a negotiation with the Israeli government. The terrorists had sworn to kill and slaughter all of them like cows if the conditions were not met. The hijackers did not know that the Israeli government was planning something behind the curtains. As the negotiations were on, the Mossad, the intelligence team of Israel, was doing some intelligence, getting to understand a number of things. And so they collected some information about the number of the hijackers, the weapons that they were having, and they even got some design of the airport, the Entebbe airport, and they got to know everything. They understood everything because they were planning a rescue. They were planning a rescue. And so with all this information, the commandos were up to task. The team came through Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, had a stopover, and then they flew low over the Lake Victoria so that they are not detected by the hijackers and the government there. When they got there, the operation began immediately. They commenced the operation. The rescue, went on with military precision because they had really prepared for this. And it took around 90 minutes, and 102 hostages were freed. Of course, 3 of them died because they did not follow the instructions when they were told to go down. All the kidnappers and 45 Ugandan soldiers fell down. It was a very successful military operation, and it was dubbed the Operation Thunderbolt. The Bible says in Isaiah 61 verse 1 and verse 2, "He has sent me," Jesus talking, "to proclaim liberty to captives and the opening of the prison to those who are bound." So I don't know what is binding you tonight, but Jesus says he has sent me to proclaim liberty to those who are held captives by the many things, by the many situations and the many circumstances of this life. Jesus is a chain breaker, and he can set you free tonight. He can make a way for you, my friend. I don't know in which tight corner situations that you find yourself in. But apparently you could be going through a number of difficulties, a number of challenges, and you don't know where your help will come from. The Bible tells me that our help comes from the Lord. He can make a way for you, my friend. God will make a way where there seems to be no way and provide for you a route for escape. You are going to find yourself in some tight corner situations. You are going to find yourself going through bumpy roads. But I'm also very aware that God is so faithful and is going to provide a way of escape for you, my friend. And so I'm so glad to announce to you tonight, don't give up, don't throw in the towel, because God is still seated at the throne and He is going to provide a way for you, my friend. He will make a way. He will provide a way of escape for you.